you. This is Prime News.
This is something we never thought in a million years could happen.
There's been no sign of Breeann since Saturday.
We know she's coming back safe.
She disappeared right in front of the home while riding bikes with Austin.
Dressed in a pink top and pink shorts, her hair in pigtails.
Most of the time I was outside with her. That time I was cooking.
It's about finding this one little child.
More than 200 people were searching near Zenith on the ground. There were helicopters over the air, people knocking on doors, handing out flyers.
Police found several pieces of potential evidence in this area south of Zenith.
I feel like any time they're going to come and tell me that they found her.
They are testing the pieces for DNA and believe the items could be linked to Breeann.
I still think she's alive.
He is looking into every theory.
It looks like it's maybe a trail shaping up, yes.
Any direction that trail's going in at this time.
In circles.
That's why he isn't releasing specifics about the 3 items they've discovered.
I just wish she'd come home safely.
Every time I would ask, like, where's Breeann? She would come back behind me and said, I'm right here.
This happens way too often, and the pain being experienced by this family is difficult to put into words. But here's where I want to focus things tonight, in part. I mean, this mother, this father, Edgar and Claudia, moved to Zenith, Missouri. And this is and I've seen the pictures, this is a small, quiet little town. My goodness, where neighbors all know each other. It's a place that you would think would be safe. You know your neighbors, everyone's looking out for each other. You'd think that your children could just go outside and play for 5 minutes. But that's not necessarily the case. This is a look at that neighborhood, folks. I mean, little houses next to some fields. It's a dead-end street. There's only one way in and one way out. I want to do this tonight, folks. I want to put up a picture of little Breeann. We're going to keep this picture up throughout our coverage of this story, okay? Take a look at that picture. Please study it. And if you see Breeann, you've got to let authorities know if you know anything. This is going to be difficult. We're bringing in Edgar Rodriguez. He's Breeann's father, joins us tonight. Edgar, first of all, let me express all our thoughts, all our prayers from everyone here at Prime News and HLN and CNN that we're all hoping and praying for the best outcome here, which would be you reunited with your beautiful little daughter, Breeann. Thank you for joining us tonight. And I want to start, Edgar, by talking about you as a dad, as a parent, moving to the place you moved to, raising your family where you're raising them. I mean, you chose that area for a reason. I saw you interviewed, and it struck me that you chose that area because you wanted a nice, safe place for your children.
Hello?
Edgar, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Edgar, this is Vinny Politan. Thanks so much for joining us. And I was just telling everyone at home that you chose this neighborhood, and it struck me because I saw you speak earlier, that you chose this neighborhood because you wanted a safe place for you and your family.
Yes, I mean, I've worked all over the United States, and this is home. I mean, this is quiet, not many people. It's a small community, tight-knit. Everybody knows everybody. It's where me and my wife pretty much grew up. We all grew up around this area. I mean, we've never, there's no crime to speak of. I mean, somebody might get a speeding ticket every once in a while. That's what we call crime around here.
And that, Edgar, and that's what frustrates so many of us when we hear of these stories, because then we all think, I mean, we know the neighborhoods we grew up in, and we know what we do with our children, and I know there are days where my little boys are outside playing, and that's what you want your kids to do. You want them to enjoy life, be able to play in the front yard, for goodness sake, ride their little bicycle up and down the street with their brother. Edgar, is there any new information tonight, anything that we can let people know? We're leaving the picture of your beautiful daughter up throughout this segment so everyone can see her and study that beautiful face. Is there any new information that you've received?
I've received very few information. They tell me that they don't want to let me know about every clue they get or nothing like that, because they don't want to get my hopes up on false information or something that has nothing to do with my daughter.
How are you and your wife doing? How are you guys coping? And no one can imagine what you're going through other than people who have been through what you're going through right now. But how are you and Claudia coping right now?
We're not coping. We're getting by. We're out here. I'm right now. I'm riding a 4-wheeler looking. I mean, I'm not. We was out here till like 3 o'clock in the morning yesterday before it. Everybody was just exhausted, and they slept a few hours, and we got back up in the morning and doing it again. And we're going to be out here again till 3 o'clock in the morning, and it'll be like that every day till she's home.
Edgar, how are your other 3 children doing tonight? What have you been able? How do you explain this to them?
Well, they haven't. I don't think they haven't realized the gravity of the situation yet. They're still out there being kids, playing. They're still wrestling with each other. I mean, they haven't shown any sign of that they've been changed in any way by this yet. And we hope we get Breeann home before it does affect him in any way.
Absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit, because again we're showing her picture, a little bit about her personality, what type of girl she was, and how she would interact with folks?
Yeah, well, she's my little princess. She's daddy's little girl, just like most little girls are in the family. She's sweet, she's shy. I mean, I know at one point I might have said that she was, and I mean she is shy. She's outgoing, but she's extremely shy. I mean, she might let you talk to her and finish a sentence, but more than likely she wouldn't talk back. She'd just, walk away or go look for us or something like that. I mean, it just, I don't even know what.
Yeah.
I mean.
Edgar, and again, coming back to your neighborhood, you said, and I've seen this street. I've seen pictures of that street as you go up and down. All the houses there, right next to a field, a dead-end street, which is where every parent wants to live on, right? So the only people who come into your neighborhood are the people from your neighborhood. How has the reaction been from your neighbors and this community, this entire town, which only has a couple thousand people in it?
Well, I mean. On my street, it's mostly older people that live there. They live there all their lives, and none of them would ever imagine something like that happen. I mean, the highlight of their day, I would say, was seeing my daughter and my kids play outside. I mean, that was kind of, they look forward to it. And now that I think the community has been changed. Nothing will ever be the same, and you're gonna. I mean. But I mean, as far as the community has been very supportive. I mean, we've had a lot of volunteers coming from like hours away to help us look. And I mean, I was out here personally with a guy yesterday from like an hour and a half away, and I was here in the morning for like 5 hours, and he was here with me. And I left to do a couple of interviews at the house, and when I came back around 7, he was still here, and I left again to do another interview, and I came back around 11, and he was still out here. So, I mean, the whole community, I mean, I know there's some people that aren't capable of doing it, whether it be money-wise or physically, but if they're out there handing out water, bringing food to the firemen, and everybody's been very, very supportive. I mean, it just reinforces what I thought of my community, that I have nothing but friends in this town, and it's still a great neighborhood to live in. I mean,
absolutely, Edgar. You did the right thing for your family. You did what all of us dads want to do, which is find a nice place to raise our children. Edgar, I know you're extremely busy. We appreciate you taking the time to speak with us, and I'll let you get back to what's got to be the most difficult thing you've ever had to do in your life, which is search for your missing daughter. But
it's never difficult. As long as I'm out here looking for my daughter, believe me, anything I do for my daughter, my kids, it's not difficult for me. I do it till I die. I mean, that's my life, Without them, there really ain't no sense of me being here,
Edgar, God bless you, and please give your other 3 children a big hug tonight. Thank you so much.
Every night. Thank you.
All right. This is a difficult one, folks. I mean, you look at that beautiful little girl, 3 years old. I mean, Can we just, go outside or let our children be children? That's what this is, We've reached a point we can't let our children be children anymore. That brings us to today's question of the day. And this is what your thoughts are. There's no right or wrong answer here. At what age do you feel comfortable allowing your children to play outside? What do you think? I want to hear from you on this one. 877-TEL-HLN.